Hello guys, and welcome to another discussion video, and today I'm going to do a follow-up to the discussion video I did yesterday about the Nintendo Switch OLED model, and I do think it looks pretty cool. I mean, it has a lot of nice features in it, like the 7-inch OLED screen, the stand, the built-in Ethernet port, and then the 64 gigabytes of storage, enhanced audio, stuff like that. I feel like they're overall pretty good improvements that really should have been on the original Switch, though, I mean, some of these features probably weren't thought of in the first place, so it's kind of understandable. But these are a lot of features that people have been wanting in the Pro, but the problem is, it really doesn't have that enhancement, like with 4K and everything, and it really isn't the Pro. It's more of like the Switch XL, or like the Switch Plus, just like a slightly better version than the normal Switch, like more of a premium version of a normal Switch, and it kind of reminds me of like the the Apple products that are like I think like the Pro versions of like the iPhones, I think, or the Max versions of the iPhone, stuff like that, like the bigger versions of the iPhones that usually come out. This kind of feels like that. But, this is like Nintendo Switch Pro Max, but, basically, this really isn't the Switch Pro. But there is a possibility that something like that could happen in the future, but if you already have a Switch, this really isn't worth it. Because, I mean, a lot of these features could be... You could get these from other accessories and stuff like that. Sure, it's really convenient if it's built into the console itself, but you can get that, like one of the features is the LAN port with like Ethernet cables and everything and faster internet. You could actually buy the dock separately. And I do think that dock looks pretty nice. It's probably a lot higher quality than the normal dock on the 2017 and 2019 versions of the Switch. So if you want to get that dock separately, you could definitely do that. Like, they're going to be selling it, and I'm pretty sure the white Joy-Cons will also be separate too. So, I mean, you could basically have a pretty similar experience, and then you could possibly buy, like, a stand that you could use, like, kind of like how the stand is on the Switch OLED model. But, I mean, like, if you really want to, I guess it would be okay. I mean, if your Switch has, like, any problems, like any cracks, or isn't functioning correctly, or if you have problems with it, I would say that it is worth it if you've been having problems with your regular Switch through like hardware issues and stuff like that. I mean, it is a pretty good replacement if your Switch is broken or if you have like any major issues with it. It does look good. But I really do think that Nintendo is gonna do like a better model in the future. This really feels like just a replacement for the normal Switch. Like, kind of like how the 2019 version was, but this is just more of a full step rather than like a quarter of a step. Because, it does seem like a step up. I mean, like, what I mean by a full step is like a full upgrade to the normal model, not like an actual upgrade to like the Nintendo Switch and everything. So I do think this is basically gonna phase out and replace the regular Switch, so eventually they're gonna discontinue the normal Switch and then maybe price this back down to $299, whatever. They're gonna do like another Switch model in a couple years, and then they're gonna completely discontinue the normal Switch and then release an actual Pro 4K model of the Nintendo Switch that actually has more enhanced features, like better performance, and can run games better, and can do different things like that. Maybe even better controllers, better Joy-Cons, stuff like that, like an actual upgrade to it. Because OLED model is just a really bad name. Like, it doesn't even seem like it's a full name for this console. It really feels temporary. It only feels like they're gonna call it this for like the first few months of when they're gonna have it on the market. I feel like Nintendo Switch Plus would have been better, but I feel like how they're gonna treat this model, it kind of makes sense, because they did phase out the 2017 model of the Nintendo Switch just right when the 2019 version released. But I do think it's going to be a little different with this one. They're going to probably going to take like a year to phase out the original Switch, and then possibly like have this one as the main one. I'm not sure if there's like different options with this. I think, like, well, this one's compatible with everything. So they're probably going to release, like, all the special editions with the OLED model and everything. So this really just seems like a replacement to the normal Switch. So when they do like a Pro version, they're not going to have the Switch Lite, the Nintendo Switch, the OLED model, and then the Pro. They're just going to have a more upgraded version of the regular Switch, and then a Switch Pro possibly in a few years, and then the Switch Lite. And no, I'm not confirming that a Switch Pro is going to happen at all. I'm not believing any of the rumors or anything that's going around about a Switch Pro happening. I do think Nintendo is probably going to do an upgraded Switch in a couple of years. That's why I'm not saying, like, soon. I'm saying, like, a while from now, like, on down the line, what I think they're going to do. Not any rumors or leaks or anything like that, because I'm probably not going to really cover that much anymore, unless there's something interesting, because it was really misleading before the launch of this, because, like, there were a lot of sources saying that this was going to be 4K, while it was probably either completely misleading or a completely different source from where this was coming from. So that's why you really shouldn't believe rumors and leaks and stuff like that, because people are going to be disappointed when the actual thing releases. Because I'm not really disappointed about this, because I know Nintendo is eventually going to do something. Like, even if it may be like a few years from now, they're eventually going to do something. So it's not really too disappointing, and I'm not really focused too much on the hardware. I'm fine with the hardware that I have now. I feel like we just need, like, more games, and I'm glad with the games that we're getting this year and next year. I feel like we're getting a good output of games and everything. But I really, even though they announced this, I don't think the rumors are going to stop. People are going to want more, and it's just kind of unfortunate. I mean, it would have been great if Nintendo actually released, like, a Pro model of the Switch and everything. But I feel like maybe since it's been so long since the original Switch released, I feel like they're just doing a slightly more upgraded version that's a little more expensive, because it does have those added features that are a little more valuable than the regular Switch, and they are going to sell it alongside the normal Switch. So I do think it's going to be like a couple years they're going to do this, maybe like a year they're going to have it, like the Switch Lite, the Nintendo Switch OLED model. And they are doing a pretty similar thing to what people were thinking. A lot of people were thinking they were going to do something along the lines of what they did with their DS and Game Boy systems. Like incremental upgrades, almost like Apple does with their smartphones and everything. So it kind of makes sense that they'd release something like this, and eventually they're going to do something more powerful. So anyways, I really don't think this is worth it for people who have a normal Nintendo Switch, and just if you have even like a 2017 model, I still think it's worth it to just stick to your system and everything and wait till Nintendo actually does a full upgrade and everything. But if you do want some of the new features of this, like the Ethernet port, you could get the dock separately, and then if you want those white Joy-Cons, they'll probably release those separately too. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Twitter if you want to. Goodbye.